Today, we're going to talk about 5 key lessons that can make or break your trading career. You see, if you can't master the 5 lessons we're going to talk about in today's video, that's going to lead you down a path of struggling, consistently losing money, and possibly blowing entire accounts. On the flip side of that coin, if you learn to master the 5 key lessons we're going to talk about today, then that can lead you down a path of consistently profitable trading, which eventually leads to a professional trading career. Welcome to the trading channel, guys. My name is Steven, your honest trading coach. Today we're coming at you guys with some content straight out of the EAP Training Program, so you know it's going to be exclusive and high value. If you're new here to the trading channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below the video to the right hand side and join the over 80,000 trader community that we currently have here on the channel. Go ahead and click that like button for me while the intro and disclaimer rolls, and I'll see you guys at the end of the video. Hey traders, and welcome to another EAP review video. Throughout the month of August, from 7/31 to 8/20, we had growth from 66.35% all the way to 92%, almost a 30% gain in a little over 20 days. So extremely excited to share that analysis with you guys, show you each and every trade we took. The incredible part about this was only with us being 50% correct. We had 3 wins and 3 losses throughout this period of time, but we were able to take advantage of some multiple target trades, which helped to push us over that 90% mark, and even at one point pushed us above 100%. In a slight drawdown right now, we're going to go through all of that in today's review video. So we'll start it off by taking a look at the pound Canada. Let's go ahead and do that. This market pushed down. I'll zoom back out to the daily chart to show you why we were interested in taking targets. For the second targets, where we have our position tool, let's go ahead and put a horizontal line there. Help you guys understand this as well. And again, just like the pound Canada, the only other place we had that was possible for taking second targets was right here. And there ended up being absolutely nothing that told us we needed to take targets off here. As you can see, this red daily candle just pushed straight down. There was nothing on a lower time frame that told us this market could go higher. So because of that, we let this market ride past this support level. We took a look left to see what our next daily support level was, and it ended up being right here. So with that being the case, we knew that was a level we were looking at for multiple targets. As we got down to that level, something pretty interesting happened. We ended up, getting this engulfing candle. And once we did that, we actually ended up taking the position off on the very next candle whenever we noticed this out of the market. And that put us in profit by around 316 pips on the second part of this position here on the New Zealand yen. And the important thing to note is that this trade took us through a series of terrible emotions, guys. This was not an easy trade to stick to. The reason is because we discussed this in that YouTube video I'm talking about. After we entered this trade, we went up, we got about a quarter of the way to first targets. We then pushed down and got 6 or 7 pips away from our stop loss. We pushed back up to break even before pushing down again, very close to our stop loss, up again to break even. We did this over and over, and guys, these are some of the hardest trades to stay in, because if you look here, we have 1, 2, actually 3 and 4 opportunities to exit this trade at break even after seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 times that we're almost stopped out. So looking at this and seeing it now, it really probably doesn't affect you that much emotionally, but I can promise you, going through this with your real hard-earned money on the line is an extremely difficult thing to actually stay involved in without taking your position off for break even right here when the market comes up to it. This is why it's so important to have discipline in your trading. This is why I talk about back testing so much, is not just to get what the overall return is going to be for a strategy, but to gain the confidence that it takes to go through a period of consolidation like this where you're getting close to being stopped out, then you get back to break even, and being able to handle your emotions through that entire period of consolidation. You need a lot of confidence in the strategy, a lot of discipline in order to do that. Now, specifically this trade we knew was going to be a possible huge second target. And the reason we knew that's because looking out at the daily chart, again, let me show you guys this. As we broke up, we pushed up to what? Well, we pushed up to a resistance level, but since we had already hit that resistance level, we knew that we just wanted to have our first targets taken off before that resistance level, which gave us an ability to take second targets where Well, that means we're taking second targets at the next resistance level up. So let's zoom the chart out and try to find that next resistance level. As you can see, we're having to zoom out a pretty long ways, and we still, guys, have not even gotten close to that second resistance level, which is right here. We knew this was going to be some huge second targets because of this. Now we have these losses are a part of trading, and they definitely come with the territory of being a trader. It's something you need to become extremely comfortable with because it's going to happen. If we take a look back over at our spreadsheet, you can see that we're only winning around 57% of the time. That means 45% of the time we're losing trades, guys. You're going to do that, but look at what you can achieve even with that being the case. We're doing this based on 3 to 5 trades a week, and a little bit above a 50% winning percentage, and a little bit above a 1-to-1 risk reward. We're not doing anything amazing here, guys. We don't have a 90% winning percentage. We don't have a 5-to-1 risk reward on every trade we take. We have very simple rules that give us a slight advantage, just a very hair-sized advantage over the market. But that advantage, if we take advantage of it over and over, that advantage, if we exploit it over and over throughout the market, then we can see very positive returns based on that. So as you can see, through August 20th, we have a return of around 92.22% based on our email analysis. This is something we talked about in the last review video as well. Something I'm extremely excited to bring you guys is the fact that we went through a 20% drawdown at the beginning of the year, and the way it looks, we're going to finish the year with over a 100% gain in the total EAP. So again, really excited to see this happening here, finishing out the year here in the last quarter of the year. Hopefully these wins continue at the same time, guys. Look at the streak of winning we've had. Do you think it's going to continue? I've come to know my strategy. I've come to know how they normally perform, and I'm going to go ahead and say this. More than likely, we're going to experience some type of drawdown between 5 and 10% before we continue to the upside here in the EAP. So we'll see how that plays out throughout the coming weeks and months. I hope you're all enjoying your time here in the EAP training program. If you are. All right, traders, so let's do a quick recap of the 5 key lessons that can make or break your trading career. But before we do that, I want to make you guys aware that we have a free 3-part trend and reversal training series. We released this training about a month ago. We had some great feedback from it. And before we just add it to the EAP training program and our paid content, I want to keep it up for a few days for you guys for absolutely free. So if you haven't watched that yet, the link is in the description labeled free 3-part reversal training. Now let's go ahead and dive into a quick recap of the 5 key lessons we talked about in today's video. Lesson number 1, winning 50% of the time is okay. You see, a lot of traders believe that you have to have this huge high winning percentage in order to be profitable or in order to be a professional trader, when, as you saw at the beginning of the video, that's just not the case. We only won 3 out of 6 trades at 50% winning percentage, and we were able to accumulate a massive return just on that 50% winning percentage. And how did we do that? Well, that comes up to lesson number 2 out of this video, which is multiple targets. And what I mean by multiple targets is a greater than 1-to-1 risk reward. You see, you can do that in any way. You can do that with one target, but with a good risk reward ratio, or for the way we do it here at the trading channel, we always take 2 separate positions, 2 separate targets. And that increases your risk reward dramatically, which gives you the opportunity to only be 50% right and still make profit. Lesson number 3 might be the most important lesson out of this video. That is discipline. So on the Euro New Zealand trade, you saw that trade went up and down many times, getting close to our stop loss, back to break even. The majority of traders, even if they have a plan that they've tested and verified as profitable throughout historical data that they've used in the market for months or maybe even years, if they go through a situation like that, what do you think they're going to do? Well, 90% of traders are going to exit that position for break even, whereas that was one of the most important trades out of the 3 wins, 3 out of 6 wins we had at the beginning of the video we talked about. That Euro New Zealand trade is one of the main reasons we were able to make a profit in that 50% winning ratio that we had, because it ended up hitting over 400 pips on the second part of the position. And if we would have exited that position for break even, we literally would have lost that entire target. We would have lost every bit of profits that we made on that trade. So exiting a position for break even, if it goes on to win, it's just like losing a trade. That's the importance of discipline. Lesson number 4 comes down to the fact that there's not going to be a strategy that is 90% accurate that has a 5-to-1 risk reward. You see, there's a lot of false expectations out there from new traders and from struggling traders. They tend to believe, and you may be in the same position, I've been there before myself, that there's some kind of strategy out there that's going to win 90% of the time, or that's going to have a 5-to-1 risk reward every time they place a trade. And guys, I have searched the web for years. I have taken every single training course that comes out about Forex that I see. If you've seen a Forex training course online, chances are I've taken it. And throughout that entire time, I've never found the holy grail of strategies. And the truth is, you don't need it. As you saw towards the end of this video, we were able to create massive growth in our spreadsheet, winning a little over 50% of the time and with a little better than a 1-to-1 risk reward. We didn't have some kind of amazing strategy that won 90% of the time or had a 5-to-1 risk reward. So lesson number 4, don't look for the holy grail. Find that slight statistical advantage you have over the market and implement that advantage over and over. Lesson number 5, drawdown. Now, today's video, I wanted to be completely transparent with you guys. In the EAP Training Program, the email analysis we send out had a 20% drawdown at the beginning of the year. This was not a fun situation, even for me as a professional trader. That's a lot more of a drawdown than I'm even comfortable with. But the fact of the matter is that if I would have just stopped trading completely at that 20% drawdown, there's no way that we would have had any growth throughout the year. So the fact of the matter is that most newer traders or even struggling traders are going to completely stop trading if they experience a drawdown like that. You would agree, right? Now, the difference between them losing money and then stopping trading, losing money, blowing an account, and a professional trader is that the professional trader doesn't take that drawdown and decide he's done trading. He's done trading a strategy. He starts changing things. No, you take that drawdown, you look through your backtesting results and you see, does that drawdown match up with my backtesting results? Has this system that I'm trading, this strategy I'm trading, been through a drawdown like this in previous data? If it has, it gives you so much confidence that it's going to be okay, that it's going to come out of that drawdown. And that's exactly what we did. That's how we climbed from a 20% drawdown to over a 92% return in our spreadsheet for the email analysis. So guys, that is the 5 main takeaways from this video. That's 5 key lessons that can make or break your trading career. I hope this has been helpful. If it has, make sure you click that like button. Make sure you're subscribed here to the trading channel. And if you're ready to take your trading to the next level, guys, we have a paid program called the EAP Training Program. The link for that will be in the description. I wish you guys the best of luck in your future trades, and I'll talk to you in the next video.